We often joke that cats are stoic, independent, or even a little bit spiteful, but the truth is, cats are incredibly sensitive emotional sponges. They don't speak our language, so they speak in behavior. And sadly, the loudest cries for help are often the ones we punish them for. Today, I'm going to decode the secret language of feline depression and anxiety. We aren't just looking at the obvious signs. We are going deep into the subtle, bizarre, and sometimes heartbreaking ways your cat tells you they are not okay. The myth of the spiteful pee. Let's start with the big one, the one that gets cats returned to shelters more than almost anything else, the litter box rebellion. If your cat pees on your bed, your laundry, or right in the middle of the living room rug, your immediate reaction is probably anger. It feels personal. It feels like they are looking you in the eye and saying, "Take that." But here's the truth you need to internalize. Cats do not understand the concept of spite. They don't have the cognitive capacity to plan revenge. When a medically healthy cat stops using the box, it is almost always an act of desperation. In the wild, a cat's scent is their identity and their perimeter. When a cat feels anxious, threatened, or insecure in their territory, their instinct tells them to mingle their scent with yours. The sound of silence and noise. Now let's talk about volume. You know your cat's voice. You know the feed me, meow, and the hello, chirp. But emotional distress changes the frequency. First, look for the excessive vocalization. We aren't talking about a chatty Siamese. We're talking about low-pitched guttural yowling, especially at night. This is often a sign of cognitive dysfunction in older cats, but in younger cats, it's a sign of frustration or entrapment. They are literally voicing their unrest. However, the more dangerous sign is often the opposite, total silence. If you have a cat that used to greet you at the door with a trill and now they're mute, pay attention. Depression in cats often looks like a withdrawal from the world. It's a shutting down of systems. When a human is depressed, they might stop texting friends back. When a cat is depressed, they stop broadcasting their presence. They become ghosts in their own home. The invisible cat. Speaking of ghosts, let's discuss hiding. Cats love a good cave. A nap under the bed is normal, but there's a distinct difference between sleeping in a cozy spot and hiding to survive. A happy cat sleeps exposed. They might be in a sunbeam, belly up, or curled on the arm of the sofa. They are relaxed enough to lower their guard. An emotionally compromised cat treats the home like a battlefield. If you notice your cat is consistently choosing high places like the top of cabinets or deep, dark recesses like the back of a closet, they are engaging in avoidance behavior. In their mind, something in the environment is a threat. It could be a new puppy, a noisy construction site next door, or even tension between the humans in the house. The bald truth. Remember I mentioned a physical sign on the belly that reveals psychological pain? Let's talk about the grooming spectrum. Cats are fastidious cleaners. It takes up a huge part of their waking life. But grooming releases endorphins. It's a self-soothing mechanism, very similar to a human nervously biting their nails or twirling their hair. When a cat is chronically stressed, they can cross the line into psychogenic alopecia. This is over-grooming driven by the mind. They will lick their belly, their inner thighs, or their forelegs until the fur is stripped away and the skin is raw. To the untrained eye, it might look like a skin allergy or fleas, but if the vet clears them medically, you are looking at a cat trying to self-medicate their anxiety through the physical sensation of licking. The aggression escalation. Now, we have to talk about the mean cat. We've all seen the memes about cats being jerks who swipe at you for no reason, but sudden aggression is rarely for no reason. If your normally cuddly cat suddenly starts hissing, swatting, or biting, they aren't turning evil. They are terrified. Aggression in cats is almost always defensive. It's the fight part of fight or flight. There's a phenomenon called petting-induced aggression that often stems from overstimulation, but chronic irritability can be a sign that the cat is in pain, either physical or emotional. Think of it like this. When you have a migraine and are stressed about work, your tolerance for someone tapping you on the shoulder is 0. You might snap at them. Your cat is the same. If they are carrying a heavy load of anxiety, their tolerance fuse is incredibly short. They are walking on eggshells, and your hand reaching out is just one stimulus too many. The feast or famine paradox. Just like humans, cats deal with emotional turmoil through their stomachs, and it swings both ways. First, the loss of appetite. In the wild, eating is a vulnerable activity. You have to put your head down and stop scanning for predators. If a cat feels unsafe, their survival instinct overrides their hunger. They might pick at their food or refuse it entirely. This is dangerous because cats can develop liver failure quickly if they don't eat, but the root cause is often fear. Then there is the emotional eater. Yes, cats do this too. Some cats act as though they are starving constantly. They bolt their food and scream for more. We often mistake this for a high metabolism or just being a pig, but for many cats, especially those with a history of resource scarcity or shelter trauma, food is the only source of dopamine they have. The sleep fake out. This brings us to one of the most interesting and subtle signs, the sleep fake out. Cats sleep anywhere from 12 to 16 hours a day, but are they actually sleeping? A stressed cat will often engage in feigning sleep. They're curled up, eyes closed, but their ears are rotating like radar dishes, tracking every sound in the house. Their body is tense, ready to spring. True restorative sleep is vital for emotional health. If your cat is in a state of hypervigilance, they aren't getting that REM cycle. They're just resting their eyes while their brain stays in high gear. Watch their body language when they nap. If you touch them, do they startle violently? Do they rarely sleep on their side or back, preferring the loaf position, which allows for a quicker getaway? If so, they might be suffering from sleep deprivation induced by anxiety. The subtle body language of uncertainty. Beyond the face, watch the tail. The tail is the emotional barometer of the cat. We know a wagging tail on a dog is happy. A wagging or thrashing tail on a cat is irritation. But look for the smaller signs. A cat that is emotionally unsure will often keep their tail tucked low or wrapped tight around their body. Even when walking, it's a protective posture. They're making themselves smaller. Also, look at piloerection, the puffing up of fur. We know this happens when they're terrified, but a chronically stressed cat might have a constantly slightly puffed tail or hackles. They are living with a raised baseline of adrenaline. The compulsive repeater. Sometimes emotional distress manifests as OCD. Does your cat chase invisible shadows for hours? Do they ripple their skin constantly? Do they suck on wool or blankets well into adulthood? Wool sucking is often a soothing mechanism for cats weaned too early, but in adults, it can become a compulsion to combat stress. Shadow chasing can be a sign of frustration, the need to hunt with no tangible reward. These repetitive behaviors are the brain's way of trying to create order in a chaotic emotional landscape. It's not just aging. One of the biggest tragedies is that we write off these changes as just getting old. Oh, Fluffy sleeps all day and hides because she's 12. While energy levels drop with age, misery is not a normal part of aging. An older cat should still be content, affectionate, and interested in food. If they are withdrawing, it could be pain, like arthritis, which leads to depression. Treating the pain often reverses the old age personality changes instantly. Conclusion. Your cat might be an apex predator in their mind, but in your home, they are small, vulnerable, and dependent on you for everything. When they pee on the bed, hide in the closet, or lick their belly bald, they aren't trying to make your life difficult. They are waving a white flag. They are saying, "I can't cope with this environment." By learning these signs, the silent stares, the tucked tails, the missed meals, you are doing more than just being a pet owner. You are becoming a guardian. You are giving a voice to the voiceless. So, take a look at your cat today. Really look at them. Are they just existing or are they thriving? Because sometimes the difference between a bad cat and a happy cat is just a human who took the time to listen.